terms of the intensity of that contest, of coming back from all those months out you've been out of the ring.
That is so difficult.
Okay, this is real time. I'm not bullshitting. What's that say? Y'all see the date? Let me see. We wanted to focus in. But anyway, 6:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the outside of Philadelphia, on November the 18th, 2017. In my opinion, even though that knockdown was a trip, you got to count that as far as the way the ref counted it. And we need to see the replay. So when they show the replay, if they do it in slow motion, I'm going to play it. So this video is live and in real time on TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Carl Frampton may be handed a defeat. And yes, that's still Canelo Alvarez. And there's many questions. What is Canelo there for? Is he there for? And he's still in shape. You know, is Canelo there to meet with Frank Warren about Billy Joe Saunders? And of course, Horatio Garcia is his homie. Also, they share the same trainer. But was Canelo probably over there taking care of some other business? So much to talk about on TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. That's his new trainer, Jamie Moore. He's over there with Box Nation, new network now, you know, new promoter, new management team. Still questions are out there about him still being with Al Heyman. Or if he, put it this way, we just don't know. Like, for example, there's something that's been known about Al Heyman fighters. And you can go back and watch all of his fights. The Watson twins. Even with Carl Frampton, when Carl Frampton fought Leo Santa Cruz, and when Carl Frampton fought, who was it? I forgot, over in Ireland, his last fight over there. Let's listen. We got to turn it up. Where are they at? We got to turn it up.
Garcia touring the ring and waving to the fans. As much as to say,
I wonder what the card's going to be. Do you smell some hometown cooking?
I have made it a fight, and I want that to be recognized. Well, we can now go into the ring and find out what the result is.
Some hometown
Here's
cooking?
Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Steve Gray scores it 98-93. Judge Phil Edwards scores it 97-93. And Judge Dave Paris scores it 96-93. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from Belfast, Northern Ireland, Carl the Jackal Frampton.
Disappointment for Garcia. Frampton gets the verdict by margins of 3 points, 4 points,
Ladies and gentlemen,
and a
here
slightly
in
wide
the
5
ring,
points.
former three-time
He is back
two-division
as a
world
winner,
champion,
but it was a tough
Saul
night.
Canelo Alvarez.
I guess Canelo went home to his homeland. Is this, or could it be a hint for him to finally come out and say, you know, I'm really Irish?
Alvarez
you know,
introduced to the
came
crowd,
and
Frampton celebrates with his
found out
young
on
daughter.
Ancestry.com. I want to hear what they have to
winner
say.
Once more. And
I
in
want
a
to see some
moment or two,
replays, damn
we
it.
will hear from Carl in the ring.
Oh, by the way, we
Big
provide full coverage.
Ronald McIntosh has got up there with his microphone.
All right, shh.
And I think, are we going to be able to hear from him now?
Shout out to Mike Kitchen, who's over there for FightView360.com.
In a moment or two, we will get to Carl Frampton.
Thank you, Box Nation.
Thought 5 points was a wee bit wide, Richie.
Yeah, I thought it was as well. 2
Sport.
or 3 rounds maximum for me. It was a very hard fight indeed for Frampton, but it's one he needed, and he's got him back now.
Really
That's the most important thing. It was a big risk tonight in a way, because it was such a hard fight for him, but he's come through it, and that's the main thing.
Well, he's got through it, and we can now hear from the man of the moment, who's with Ronald.
So technically, the right man still won, I guess.
Carl Frampton, congratulations. You bounced back from your first professional loss with a unanimous point decision win here in front of your home fans. Your thoughts on the fight and your performance in what was a thrilling contest?
On the fight, I think it was a good fight for the fans. I think everyone will probably have enjoyed that, more than me anyway. I got myself caught up in a fight. I was boxing lovely at the start. Middle rounds, I kind of started to try and fight him. I was doing good stuff in patches, and then I let him drag me into a fight. But a hard guy, you know. I wanted a hard fight. I didn't want nothing to be too easy coming back. But that's got the rust off, and the cobwebs are gone, and I want one of the big boys.
And what timeline do you put on that? When would you like to fight one of the major guys? Who would you like to fight next? You've got the rematch with Santa Cruz. You've got possible big fight with Josh Warrington, Lee Selby, so many options. What's the timeline you put in it? Where would you like to go next?
Look, I'll let my team decide. I'll obviously have a lot of input. I had pretty much all the input in that opponent, and maybe I'll let the team decide who I'm going to fight next from now on. But you know, I wanted a tough fight. But look, I'm ready for the boys. I think there's a few guys tied up at the minute. Santa Cruz and Mares are probably going to fight in the spring. Warrington and Lee Selby probably going to fight in the spring. So, you know, if I have to wait around for a fight and get one in at Windsor Park in the summer, that's what I want.
Now, it was ruled as a knockdown. You clearly weren't hurt, but you said your ring rust. There was no sign of ring rust from your timing early on, but why did you get drawn into a fight against such a rugged opponent?
I like to please the fans, don't I? And in fairness to Victor Loughlin, I slipped it on the way down. He landed a shot, so you know it was probably fair for him to call it a knockdown. But I don't know. Can I say a few things? I want to thank. I've had a terrible few months. And my wife Christine's been right beside me the whole time and helped me. I'd like to thank my new team, MTK, Frank, BT, this man beside me, Jimmy Moore, and all the boys in the VIP gym. Great lads. My little boy's birthday, Rossa. My little girl, Carla. And up the TJV.
Well, listen, congratulations. Let's have a word with some of the other members of your team. Jamie, the first contest in this new partnership of trainer and boxer. How do you rate the performance that Carl has produced tonight?
It was okay. I think he can do much, much better. As he mentioned, he got dragged into a fight, which obviously is great for the fans. It's not great for me, it's not great for everyone else. And as Carl said, he had nearly all the input in that guy. And for the first fight back, with a new team, a full new team around you, we'd have liked a little bit of an easier touch. But you know what? It was a great fight, and he'll do him no harm in the long run because he's got some good hard rounds in against a good opponent. And if he's going to go in with someone like your Santa Cruz or Mares, then that's great preparation.
Russell.
And so, after he has the rest, when would you like him back in the gym? What will you be working on going forward for those big nights?
He deserves a rest over Christmas after that fight. But I think, realistically, end of March, early April, we can get him out of there and hopefully in a big fight.
Okay, we'll look forward to it. Frank, what kind of timeline are we looking at? You know, are we back here in Belfast? Who's the next opponent likely to be?
Well, we're not going to hang around waiting for Santa Cruz. And as I said, Josh is fighting Lee Selby. That's going to probably take place in April, May. In the meantime, Carl needs to keep busy. He's just got the ring rust off 10 months out of the ring. So we don't want him being out now till summer. So he'll have another fight in March, early April. And then we're going to be in Windsor Park with a big one, because that's what we promised to do. And we're going to bring it here.
Who's likely to be coming out of the other corner if you're going to an outdoor stadium at Windsor Park, which is likely to be a fantastic atmosphere? Who's going to be the opponent coming out of the other corner, Frank?
A world champion.
Well, there are plenty of them.
We're going to talk about that.
Carl, you've heard the timeline that's been proposed for you. How does that sound in your mind?
Perfect. Look, I'm ready to sit down. As I said, I had 100% input in that opponent. So I let my team decide who I'm going to fight. And but Frank has promised me Windsor Park. I believe with Frank and BT and MTK, we can bring the biggest names in boxing to Belfast.
Well, we look forward to it. Congratulations on a successful return to the boxing ring. Enjoy your rest, and we look forward to seeing you next time out. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
So, let's talk about it. They're trying to be very cryptic, but see, I know the scoop. So, you have WBC Gary Russell Jr., whose name he didn't mention. You have Oscar Valdez, WBO champion, whose name he didn't mention. Is he speaking again? Oh, we can't hear that. And look at it like this. He wants to do an outdoor big stadium in Belfast or Belfast. In order to do that, it has to be a champion, right? We know he wants Leo Santa Cruz again, but Leo Santa Cruz has already penciled in the fight Abner Maris in the rematch in likely March. It hasn't been official yet, but it'll be likely March. We will be providing full coverage for that fight. We're providing coverage for this fight. Shout out to my colleague, Mike Kitchen, who's there right now, ringside. WBC champion Gary Russell, we don't know what he's doing, and I've been wanting to see that fight. And I think Frampton could possibly do good against him. But Gary Russell's a very quick, fast fighter, but inactivity could be the issue against him, you know, or for him. Lee Selby, they already said Lee Selby, you know, if he wins his fight on December the 9th, we're going to talk about that later on in the week. He's going to be fighting Josh Warrington. Oh, and yes, and by the way, I'm back full time. I had to take care of some things. We're on some deadlines here for the Fight View 360. It's a lot of things, you know, that are finally, you know, coming together so we can move forward and start doing big things like covering all these fights or having people at these fights so you guys can be, you know, right here. I want to kind of hear what Carl Frampton, Scott Quigg has to say. Oh, finally some highlights.
He was controlling the pace nice. I thought he slowed his feet down and it was.
Please subscribe.
But then when the pressure started to
build, yeah, when the pressure started being put on more, he needed to get back to moving his feet, and he wasn't there.
Steve, what nobody has said yet is how good Garcia was.
Yeah, by the way, if I can get a word in here, I will, and I'm only joking. Of course, Garcia was relentless. Garcia adjusted his feet. Sure, Garcia maybe wasted some shots, but he hit enough arms and he hit enough elbows and shoulders and backs. And that was a tremendous pace for a 10 months out. And as we said at the top of the show 4 or 5 hours ago, Paul, if this had been Carl defending his title, he would have been defending it against Garcia, not a guy like Garcia. Garcia completely...
It was a world title fight in all but name and in all but the 12-round distance.
And the 1 pound, which of course we talked about earlier on.
Also. Josh, back to you.
Yeah, again...
The closing stages now.
Closing stages, I thought, you know, he went back to his boxing, and that's what he was doing better in the early rounds when he was coming in with the...
We're going to stop right there. And that was the biggest issue in the fight for me, is that Carl Frampton couldn't stay off the ropes. You know, he's had issues like that in the past, and I'm thinking, yo, bro, you weighed in at 127. You know, and me, in my personal opinion, I feel that he could run into a same or similar situation as Chocolatito Gonzalez or many fighters that go that weight division too far. In my personal opinion, he should be at 122. You know, but 126, he should go no further than that, because you saw that Horacio Garcia was walking through his punches. Now, on the current 126-pound landscape, Carl Frampton can hold his own and possibly rule that division, because him and Gary Russell, WBC champion, I feel that Gary Russell's speed would be, you know, some issues for Carl Frampton, but Carl Frampton does have some power that could negate that. He already beat Leo Santa Cruz once. Leo Santa Cruz cleanly beat him in a second fight. What adjustments can he make? If it's Abner Maris, I have him beating Abner Maris. If Abner Maris beats Leo Santa Cruz, then that's the fight they're going to go after, is because that's a big money fight for Santa Cruz too. The big money in this division right now, you know, for all of these fighters is in Belfast, no matter how you slice it up. What big fights can Gary Russell get to generate the type of money that if they go over to Belfast and fight, or to Ireland and fight Carl Frampton? What bigger money can Leo Santa Cruz generate? And I'm talking about at 126 pounds, not in other divisions up or down. You know? Already the big fight for him is Abner Maris. Both of those guys did a co-feature a couple of months ago. We covered that fight here, and it didn't do well at all. Lee Selby, yeah, but Lee Selby needs to be active, and Lee Selby needs to win his fight December the 9th impressively. And then you have Oscar Valdez, who does have that top-ranked ESPN American connection, and the American connection that Oscar Valdez is involved with Bob Arum is not the same when Heyman, you know, rest in peace to when Carl Frampton for Alejandro Gonzalez. It's a different situation. Carl Frampton will get a lot of airtime. But once again, the biggest money fight that can be made would be Leo Santa Cruz, you know, versus Carl Frampton 3 in Ireland. You know? But truth be told, it's good they're going to keep him active, and they should be really careful with the matchmaking, because this guy, Horacio Garcia, lost to Jojo Diaz. That was like last year, wasn't it? I think it was. So, you know, it's going to be real interesting to see where they go with the matchmaking from there. And also, they got to get his conditioning in order, because, you know, you're now with a new camp. Remember, you know, we still don't know the inside details, and I guess we shouldn't know. But as the media, we want to know so bad, like, what happened for him to just completely split with Shane McGuigan and Barry McGuigan. You know, the people who brought him up got a whole new team, and it's looking like he's not with Al Heyman, even though he may have some Al Heyman's connections, because you have to have Al Heyman connections to be able to get a fight with Leo Santa Cruz. But as we've seen, is Al Heyman is aligning his fighters, guys like James DeGale, you know, and even when Gervonta Davis, you know, fighting on BT, you know, Box Nation. So I'm not saying Carl Frampton is not with Al Heyman. I'm just saying it looks like it, but we don't know for sure. Whatever the case may be, the point I'm trying to make is, you know, there's fights that can be made, you know. And also, it's a bigger story. It's like, why is Canelo really over there? I understand he wants to support his homie and everything, but did he take care of some business? You can't tell me that Frank Warren didn't walk up to be like, oh, you Canelo, you coming? Yeah, I get you this ringside, so what's up? Let's talk about this fight just in case. You know, let's talk about it. Come on. But anyway, please subscribe. On the links to my social media right down below in the description box. I'm going to watch this fight again because, in my opinion, I don't think that Carl Frampton won. I'm sorry. I just don't think he won. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.